Hey, it's Will from TDG here, and today I bring with you a new app that completely leverages the Power Platform, so that's Canvas apps and Flow, and also leverages some of that rich AI machine learning that exists within cognitive services, where I've created that through the Azure services, brought that into Flow. So lots of cool stuff going on here. This was created for some friends at Microsoft as a bit of a showcase, so hopefully you like it, and I've done a lot of focus on UI and UX here, so user interface and user experience. So first we've got this sort of loading screen. So I'm going to click start and it starts loading the app, certain variables in the background to make sure there's a smooth process throughout. We then have this landing screen with this unlock feature. We then go forward to taking a picture. So I'm going to click out this menu. That doesn't normally load on start. It's because I was playing with it earlier. And I'm going to take a picture of me smiling because it's actually going to analyze my emotional state. So there's smiling. What this does is when I hit next, it calls a flow. This flow grabs from Power Apps. It creates a file of the image I've created, converts this to a binary string so it's readable. It then calls on the face API where I state the certain features I want it to look at. So age, gender, emotion, hair color, baldness. It looks at occlusion. It looks at accessories, all sorts. Then it responds in a JSON format back into Power Apps and into collections within collections, so I can then expose that information in the Power App itself, which we'll see in just a moment. So I'm going to hit next. It's going to go and do all that wizardry. You'll see certain features I go throughout that I created around the UI, so this menu being one of them. You can select here the different place you want to go, whether back to capturing an image, looking at your diary entry, looking at your emotional state, looking at the analysis, or just going back home. If you click off of that, or you can actually click this, it changes it and collapses it. I mean, here I go to my diary, so I open up my diary to start putting an entry in. So I've already put some in. This is for the chart later, so it actually gives you something to look at, but you can look at all the different stuff here. So beers and food later, cannot wait. It tells you the sentiment. Today not going so well, but it's just saying, hey, it's actually not that bad of a sentiment, so it's still 0.94. Having an amazing day, slightly better. So I think we should do a negative one now. So I hit plus. I've made sure I've kept the look and feel of the diary, in a kind of native format. So you're still typing into the diary itself. Probably should expand this label here so it goes across the line rather than in two. So awful day. Need a drink. I'm not saying you should cope with drink, but it's just a paradigm, isn't it? Hopefully tomorrow is better, as this one was awful. And let's capitalize that. Add to my diary. What this does, it calls on the text analytics service and it starts looking at a sentiment, and it says actually this is an awful sentiment, so really that's about 10% positive. That's 0.1, the closer to 1 the better. What we can do here is you'll see that I can flick between these different entries, but I can also, if I click plus, it will make sure it removes the fact that I'm looking at a certain view and replace it with a new entry view, or vice versa. I can also say, hey, what do I want to analyze here? Key phrases or sentiment. And what I mean by key phrases, if I click on this, I can start, awful day, drink. That's kind of the things that are making that look like an awful, a sentiment of 0.1. These are the reasons why. We go here, we can see that I'm, it's called up the wrong one. It's just because I need to sync my my number sequence across with that. That's fine. If I go to my results, I can see the true emotional state. So it's actually saying I'm happy. So the nearer to 0, the better, but it's saying actually we are aligning overall if we look at our latest entry. Now from here, I can see that I'm showing happiness in my face. I'm only showing happiness. We can change that in a moment if we so wish. And if we go and look at our charts, we can see my sentiment over the past day. So you can see I've been really, really happy, and then something has hit me that I'm not so happy about. So let me show you some of how this is made up. But first, let me go into the camera and take a more aggressive photo, I guess. So from that, let's see how it analyzes this. So if I just go to the emotional state, it's saying that it's not overlining. It's saying your diary entry was happy, but actually your face is showing difference. It's saying actually there's quite a lot of anger in my face, a little bit of disgust, a little bit of happiness, a small amount of sadness. So overall, it's not looking too good. My negative emotional score is 0.791, where my positive is actually 2, which is, deducting that from that, it's leaving me in quite a bad way. So let me show you my collection of where this is all stored. So we go to collections. We go to test, you'll see face attributes in here. It's saying I'm a 46-year-old man. I'm actually nearly 30, but hey, it's been a crazy busy week, so I'll let the AI and ML dictate that one. Here's where all the emotions are stored. Here's where all the hair color is stored. So you say it's black. There's apparently quite a bit of grey in that photo. That's one thing I'm fortunate about. I don't have much. Brown and blonde. I must say, if you do this on Friends, it can be slightly insulting, so be careful on that one. And then what we can do is actually, if I can look at noise. And give me a sec. So I paused the video for a second then because I wanted to bring up the response on the flow, which is just here, and we should be able to see more. So it looks at things like glasses. I just haven't exposed this in the Power App. Noise level. It looks at accessories. It hasn't picked up on it. If you wear a hat, it will let them know you're wearing a hat, and lots of others. So this is the actual JSON that feeds back. So that's really the end of it. I hope that you found this quite interesting. If you do have any questions, please do just reach out and ask. Thank you so much.